Tunde Adebola, a rising star in the Nigerian oil sector, bought a flight to Nairobi for a high-stakes business conference. This trip is more than just business for Tunde, it's a chance to secure a deal that could propel his company to the global stage. As the plane ascends, Tunde reflects on his life back home, a successful career, a beautiful wife, Amoka, and 2 young children who adore him. Yet, beneath the surface of his seemingly perfect life, Tunde harbors a restlessness he can't quite define. The first night in Nairobi begins innocently enough. After an exhausting day of meetings, Tunde decides to unwind at the hotel bar. He's nursing a glass of whiskey when a striking woman with piercing eyes and a confident smile approaches him. "Tunde," she says, her voice steady but laced with disbelief, "It's been years. Don't you recognize me?" Tunde's heart skips a beat. He's certain he's never met her, yet there's something disturbingly familiar about her. The woman introduces herself as Njeri, a Kenyan entrepreneur who claims they were once engaged. Tunde, caught off guard, denies knowing her, but Njeri's detailed recollection of events from 10 years ago leaves him unsettled. She speaks of a whirlwind romance in South Africa during his university exchange program, a proposal by the beach, and a promise to return that he never fulfilled. Tunde insists she must be mistaken, but her unwavering confidence shakes him. Meanwhile, Amoka calls from Lagos to check on Tunde. Their conversation is brief but affectionate, a stark contrast to the turmoil brewing in Tunde's mind. As the night wears on, Tunde's curiosity gets the better of him. Who is Njeri, and why does her story feel so real? He decides to meet her the following evening, not knowing that this choice will unravel his life in ways he cannot imagine. Tunde meets Njeri at a chic Nairobi restaurant. As they talk, her stories become more detailed, shared jokes, favorite songs, and a photo of them together that she produces from her phone. Tunde is stunned. The man in the photo looks like him, but he has no memory of such a moment. He begins to question himself. Could he have suppressed this part of his past, or is this an elaborate scam? Njeri's charm and confidence unsettle him further. She's not demanding anything from him, she simply wants to know why he disappeared. Tunde, caught between disbelief and guilt, decides to dig deeper into her claims. Yet, deep down, a nagging doubt begins to creep in. What if she's telling the truth? As they part ways that night, Tunde's resolve to return to his family wavers. Back in his hotel room, Tunde begins to piece together fragments of his life from a decade ago. His time in South Africa was indeed a blur of academic pressure and fleeting connections. Could Njeri have been a part of that haze? He searches his old emails and social media accounts but finds nothing connecting him to her. Still, her story has awakened a curiosity that he can't ignore. Meanwhile, in Lagos, Amoka senses a change in Tunde's tone during their nightly calls. Her husband's usual enthusiasm feels muted, and his responses are evasive. Amoka brushes off her concerns, attributing them to his workload, but a seed of doubt takes root. As Tunde prepares for his second night in Nairobi, he's unaware that the web of lies he's about to uncover will entangle not just him, but his entire family. Tunde agrees to meet Njeri again, this time at her apartment. The setting is intimate, and Njeri's demeanor is warm, almost nostalgic. She reveals a box of mementos, letters, tickets, and small trinkets she claims they shared. Tunde's skepticism falters as he examines the items. The handwriting on the letters looks eerily familiar, yet he still can't recall writing them. As the evening progresses, Njeri's vulnerability becomes apparent. She speaks of the heartbreak she endured when he vanished, how she'd waited years before moving on. Tunde feels an inexplicable sense of responsibility for her pain, even as his logical mind warns him to tread carefully. When he leaves her apartment that night, he's more confused than ever, torn between loyalty to his family and the pull of a past he can't remember. Determined to find the truth, Tunde hires a private investigator in Nairobi to dig into Njeri's claims. Meanwhile, he tries to focus on the business conference but finds himself increasingly distracted. The investigator's preliminary report reveals that Njeri is a respected entrepreneur with no history of fraud or deceit. However, her personal life remains a mystery. This only deepens Tunde's confusion. Back in Lagos, Amoka begins to sense that something is wrong. She notices Tunde's reluctance to share details about his trip and his frequent late-night calls. Amoka confides in her best friend, Chika, who advises her to trust her instincts and investigate further. Amoka's resolve to uncover the truth grows stronger. Tunde's interactions with Njeri grow more frequent, and he finds himself drawn to her charm and intelligence. Despite his best efforts to remain objective, he begins to enjoy her company. Njeri's presence awakens a part of him he thought was long buried. Meanwhile, the private investigator's final report arrives, but it offers no conclusive answers. It's as if Njeri's past has been meticulously erased. Amoka, suspicious of Tunde's behavior, decides to check his emails and messages. She discovers a series of cryptic exchanges between Tunde and an unknown number. Her heart sinks as she realizes that her worst fears may be coming true. Amoka's discovery sets her on a path that will change their lives forever. Amoka confronts Tunde during one of their nightly calls. She demands to know who Njeri is and why he's been so secretive. Tunde, caught off guard, denies any wrongdoing but struggles to explain his actions. Amoka's accusations strike a nerve, and for the first time, Tunde begins to question his own motives. In Nairobi, Tunde meets Njeri one last time. He decides to end their meetings and return to Lagos, but Njeri's tears and pleas make it difficult for him to leave. She reveals one final piece of evidence, a child's birth certificate with his name listed as the father. Tunde's world shatters. Tunde is overwhelmed by the revelation. Njeri explains that she gave birth to their son shortly after he disappeared. She claims she tried to contact him but was unable to find him. Tunde demands a DNA test to confirm her story, but the resemblance between him and the child in the photos is undeniable. Meanwhile, Amoka hires a private investigator in Lagos to uncover the identity of the woman Tunde has been communicating with. The investigator's findings lead Amoka to a shocking discovery about Tunde's past. She begins to piece together the truth, but the picture is far more complicated than she imagined. The results of the DNA test confirm Njeri's claims. Tunde is indeed the father of her child. Tunde is torn between guilt and anger. How could he have forgotten such a significant part of his life? Njeri urges him to stay in Nairobi and build a relationship with their son, but Tunde is desperate to return home and confront his past. Amoka, now armed with evidence of Tunde's infidelity, decides to confront him upon his return. She prepares herself for the inevitable fallout but is determined to protect her family at all costs. Tunde returns to Lagos with a heavy heart. He tries to act normal, but Amoka's icy demeanor makes it clear that she knows something is wrong. During dinner, Amoka confronts Tunde with the evidence she's gathered. Tunde, cornered, confesses to meeting Njeri but omits the details about the child. Amoka's anger boils over, and their argument escalates into a full-blown fight. Tunde's silence about the child only deepens her distrust. Their once happy home is now a battleground, and the cracks in their marriage are laid bare. Unable to bear the weight of his secret any longer, Tunde confesses everything to Amoka. He tells her about Njeri, their past, and the child he never knew existed. Amoka is devastated. She feels betrayed and humiliated but refuses to let her emotions dictate her next steps. Amoka demands to meet Njeri and the child, hoping to find closure and make sense of the situation. Tunde reluctantly agrees, setting the stage for a confrontation that will test the limits of their love and forgiveness. Amoka travels to Nairobi with Tunde to meet Njeri and the child. The meeting is tense and emotionally charged. Njeri's calm demeanor only infuriates Amoka further, while the sight of the child breaks her heart. She can't help but wonder if this child will replace her own in Tunde's heart. During the visit, Amoka and Njeri have a private conversation. Njeri reveals her side of the story, painting Tunde as a man who abandoned her without explanation. Amoka begins to question everything she thought she knew about her husband. Amoka returns to Lagos with Tunde, but their marriage remains strained. She tries to forgive him, but the pain of his betrayal lingers. Tunde, on the other hand, is consumed by guilt and struggles to rebuild their relationship. Njeri continues to reach out to Tunde, urging him to be a part of their son's life. Tunde is torn between his duty to his family in Lagos and his newfound responsibility in Nairobi. The situation becomes increasingly complicated as emotions run high on all sides. Njeri files for sole custody of the child, claiming that Tunde's absence has already caused enough harm. Tunde, unwilling to lose his son, decides to fight back. The legal battle that ensues puts a strain on all parties involved, especially Amoka, who feels like an outsider in her own marriage. As the case unfolds, more secrets from Tunde's past come to light. Amoka begins to realize that Njeri may not be as innocent as she appears. The revelations force Tunde to confront the lies he's told and the pain he's caused. Despite the chaos, Tunde makes a concerted effort to reconcile with Amoka. He attends counseling sessions and works tirelessly to prove his commitment to their marriage. Amoka, though skeptical, agrees to give him a chance. In Nairobi, Njeri begins to rethink her stance on custody. She sees the toll the battle is taking on Tunde and their son and starts to question whether her actions are truly in the child's best interest. During a court hearing, a shocking revelation changes the course of the custody battle. It's revealed that Njeri had been in contact with Tunde's estranged brother, who had orchestrated parts of the deception to gain access to Tunde's wealth. The discovery casts doubt on Njeri's intentions and credibility. Tunde and Amoka are stunned by the revelation. While it doesn't erase Tunde's mistakes, it provides some clarity and a renewed sense of purpose for their marriage. With the custody battle resolved in his favor, Tunde begins to build a relationship with his son while prioritizing his family in Lagos. Amoka, though still hurt, begins to see genuine change in Tunde and decides to work towards healing their marriage. Njeri, humbled by the outcome, focuses on her career and her role as a mother. She apologizes to Tunde and Amoka, acknowledging the harm she's caused. Though their relationship remains strained, they find a way to coexist for the sake of the child. Tunde and Amoka renew their vows in an intimate ceremony, reaffirming their commitment to each other. The journey has been painful, but it has also strengthened their bond. They pledge to rebuild their lives together, one step at a time. The ceremony is attended by close friends and family, who celebrate the couple's resilience and love. For Tunde, it's a reminder of what truly matters, the family he almost lost. As the dust settles, Tunde and Amoka focus on creating a stable and loving environment for their children. Tunde maintains contact with his son in Nairobi, ensuring he's a part of his life while respecting Amoka's boundaries. The experience leaves a lasting impact on all involved. For Tunde, It's a lesson in accountability and the importance of honesty. For Amoka, it's a testament to her strength and capacity for forgiveness. And for Njeri, it's a chance to start anew, free from the shadows of the past.